Hi, this is Wilderness Surviving to Thriving, and today I'm going to try to make your life a little bit easier if you have a wood-burning fireplace. You know that chopping wood can be backbreaking sometimes, so I'm going to show you a little trick here that you can do very easily, set up in a couple minutes. That'll make your life a lot easier. Now, this is my old chopping block here, as you can see. You know, it's not working anymore. I added that piece of plywood right over there just because it's not big enough for this tire. But let me explain everything to you. So why have a chopping block? Well, number one, it makes your life a lot easier because you avoid the rocks. When you swing your axe, it won't hit the rocks and dull your axe. That's number one reason. Another reason is that it's a known position. So in other words, is when you're chopping, you know where your feet are, you know where to stand. You know, I've chopped on this chopping block so many times in the past. I could do it blindfolded, so I'm never missing it ever because I know exactly where to stand and what my reach is and everything else. It's a known position. So the other reason is that you don't want to have to bend down all the way every time, and that's, you know, another good reason for a chopping block, to save your back for the most part. So obviously this chopping block, like I said, is expired. You know, when I pick my next chopping block, I'm going to pick it, I like to be a little bit over a foot high, you know, so that way I don't have to bend down all the time. And, you know, diameter with this tire here, this tire is going to make it a lot easier. Well, I'll explain that in a minute. I like the tire just to extend just slightly over the stump that you have, your chopping block, slightly over only. And in the ideal situation, maybe you have this setup with the tire, and then maybe you have a bigger chopping block for bigger, you know, bigger logs and what have you. But what you should do is you should, you know, like I said, please excuse this piece of plywood. This shouldn't be here. But you go on the inside here, and what you do is you should drill a couple holes in there to get the rainwater out. So just drill, you know, like wherever, if there's a lower point, make sure you have one there. Drill all around, like, you know, at least 4, maybe go every couple inches or so, just to get the water out. If it's perfectly level, if it's tilted, like I said, you know, drill to the low spot, the water hole. And then what you should do is you should take the top part away from where you chop, and you should drill like 3-4 other holes there, and then you should drill some bolts in there, and the bolts that will keep it onto the chopping block. So why do I use a tire, you asking? Well, there's several reasons. It keeps it all together. You know, when you chop in wood and it flies over, you know, I had a couple fly, you know, 7 feet, you know, whatever. This keeps it all nice and tight in a close bundle. So you don't have to keep on collecting things off the ground, putting it up there. It also protects your axe a little bit too, you know, the handle and what have you, if you don't have a good swing. So it's a pretty good idea. It keeps everything together, and plus when it's time to put it on the pile, you just kind of just gather it up and you don't have to bend down. So it has you know, several purposes for the tire there, which is pretty cool. Okay, my memory got full again, so I had to delete some stuff to continue. But anyways, I am a outdoorsman. I don't know computers and stuff like that well, so that's why my videos are not that good quality, because I really don't know how to edit them, or, you know, to do it properly. I don't have the proper equipment. But anyway, so to continue on, I just removed the board to kind of give you a look to how it's supposed to look without the piece of plywood there, because the plywood shouldn't have been there. But like I said, you know, that's too small. It's too small of a tree there. And it should be, you know, like I said, the tire should just hang over slightly over it. So this is not the right dimensions you want to have. I want to give credit to where I found this. It was from my old school. There was a professor from my old school that I went to upstate New York. He has a book out. I can't remember the name of it, but anyways, I saw it in there and I tried it and it works great. So I never thought about doing this before I read that book. But anyway, he said, you know, when you're picking the stump there, the chopping block, you always want to pick one at least 15 inches in diameter, I believe he said. And then, you know, the knottier the better. I just made a spoon, you know, not too long ago, and yeah, hit a knot there. And knots are very hard, man. It's so hard to manipulate, you know, knots. So if you have a knotty wood, it will preserve it a little longer, so it doesn't, you know, get smashed up on you, cut up on you. Also, you know, he mentioned that The stump should be at least 12 to 16 inches tall. It all depends on how tall you are, I guess. I like it a little higher than a foot, but the stump should be. He mentioned a couple trees, but I think he said maple and elm, I believe. But you can any hardwood, is pretty good for a stump. You can really use any one that you have. Sometimes you're limited of what you have, close to your wood pile, so you don't want to go too far. So whatever you have there, for the most part, I just like hardwoods. But other than that, oh, one other thing, if you have several small ones, what you can do is you can pack the small ones in there, and then just split them. Just keep them in there and just split them all. So having multiple little pieces of wood in there will kind of keep it upright. So that's another way of doing it. But anyways, this is Wilderness Surviving to Thriving. I'll see you next time. Thanks.